Let's talk about being rich isn't always about money, especially when you come to Thailand. Back home in the States, when you think of rich, it's someone with a big house, a new car, maybe a yacht, or a very fancy, expensive watch. But over here, it is defined differently. And I have learned that there are different types of being rich in Thailand. And honestly, most of them have nothing to do with my bank account. In Thailand, I had to unlearn a lot of things that I was taught to me in America. And I wasn't born rich like Elon Musk. I was far from it. I worked very hard for everything that I had, went through my share of pain, and life didn't exactly deal me a good hand. So by the time I finally got out of the US, I had been through a lot of stuff. Life had kicked me around and knocked me down quite a few times. I was tired physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I came to Thailand to peacefully fade away. I was just trying to find some peace and some healing with the rest of my life. And what I found instead was a new beginning. I found a different definition of wealth and a whole new kind of richness that can be achieved in life. So let's talk about richness in time. The first kind of rich I noticed here was something I never had much of back home, and that was extra time. In the US, most people constantly on the go, working overtime, two jobs, always checking their phones, always rushing. The days feel like a blur, and you're just trying to survive day to day, running from one job to the next. But here in Thailand, time moves differently. People take the time doing things. They enjoy things. Mornings are slow. You sip on a coffee instead of chugging it down in traffic trying to go to work. You can sit in a little cafe for hours or a restaurant and no one's rushing you out. People pause to talk to you. And I'm not just talking about the tourists in Thailand. I'm also talking about the local people too. They were willing to carry conversation with you. And if you can speak more of the local language, the easier that becomes. I started to realize something. Having time, real time, to think to the rest and connect, to think to myself, to rest, to reconnect to myself, and to breathe. That is one of the most underrated kinds of wealth there is in the world. Now I can wake up with no alarm clock if I want it. I can sit by my wife, have breakfast slowly. I can walk through the village and say hi to people without feeling like I'm late for something. Here I feel wealthier than I ever did back home. Another type is richness in relationships. I never forgot when I first got sick after moving to Thailand, alone in a new country, barely able to speak the language, and everything in my body was failing and shutting down on me. But you know what happened? A Thai woman named Chachada was who was my housekeeper, helped cooking my meals, and took the time to help me to recover. She showed up every single day and helped me recover and helped me stood up when I could barely stand up myself. She did all this with no extra expectations in return. So eventually, she became my wife. That different kind of wealth right there, having someone who can actually care for you, having people around you who help, who ask how you're doing, who just don't wave across the street, but actually will step in and help you when needed. In Thailand, that's everywhere. People still believe in community here. Neighbors know each other. The villagers help each other. Aunties cook extra food. In some cases, just in case somebody's hungry. And that's something I haven't felt in a long time. And to really truly feel these feelings that I'm talking about, you need to kind of stay away from the holiday spots in areas that are catered to foreigners because they adjusting to your your way of life back home and not to their cultural and values that they hold within their country. Another type is finding richness in the simple things. Out in the countryside where I live, you see families growing their own food, living in wooden tin houses, cooking over the fires. Kids play with the dirt, having fun with each other. Old folks sit under their houses with no phone in sight. Chickens run around in the yard, and there's a quiet rhythm to life. You know what's crazy about it? A lot of those folks are happier than the rich people I used to know back home. They're not in debt. They're not trying to impress anyone. They don't care about the latest iPhone. They're just living life simply but responsible, giving them fulfillment in their lives. Laughing with the kids, sitting down for dinner together every night, watching the sunset without having to post it on Instagram. In the West, we confuse complexity with success. But here I've seen that the simple life, live with peace, is one of the richest lives you can have. You can find richness in spirituality and religion. There's a spiritually rich, and man, this one hit me hard. There are people here who don't have much in terms of material things, but they got a calm strength about them, a deep kindness, a lifetime of experiences. You see monks walking barefoot down the road at sunrise, holding nothing but their bowl, asking for alms, and they give a little Buddha prayer. And you still often people just sit around. There are some who has nothing at all. They'll still offer you a plate of food or something to drink. Most of the people, when you meet, walk about, they'll have a big smile on their face, and they actually welcome you. There is something sacred here. Peace washes over you, cleansing your soul. And now I realize that's the kind of richness the world doesn't talk about very much anymore. And then there's richness in knowledge. You got people that are rich in wisdom. In the West, we worship youth, fast-paced life. Over here, they have a great respect for the elderly people, the village monk, the old farmer who has been growing rice before you was even born. These people not have may not have gone to a university, but they carry the kind of knowledge that doesn't come with books or the internet. They understand life. They understand patience. They know how to survive with very little. They know how to make peace with things they cannot control. And that kind of wealth, that doesn't fade away easily. Generosity, richness in giving to others, which is also known in Thai as Nam Jai. Maybe the favorite kind of richness that I like here in Thailand, or what Thais call Nam Jai. Nam Jai means water of the heart. It's the spirit of giving without expecting anything in return. And that is real here. I have seen people who don't have a lot share what little they do have without even hesitate. If then they're giving the food to a hungry child, A neighbor bringing soup over because they heard you coughing. Someone pulling over just to help a stranger fix a flat tire. Or, give them my umbrella to get out the rain. That kind of generosity, that is real wealth we all should share with everyone in the world. And it costs little or nothing, but it means everything to others, especially when they need help. Being rich in Thailand is about being rich in Thailand is what is it really about? It's not being flashy, it's not showing off, it's not about power over others, ruling people by authority. It's not about always needing more and not giving in to your wants. Being rich in Thailand is about being well with happiness and peace in life. Being surrounded by people who genuinely care, having enough time to enjoy your life's simple treasures. And to be honest, the greatest treasures I ever found were found in simple things. People just giving freely, loving deeply, sleeping soundly. I came here thinking I needed to make something of myself, but what I found instead was I just needed to become more of myself, to become the true version that I was meant to be. Other thoughts. You don't have to be a millionaire to feel like one, not here in Thailand at least. You don't need to own a mansion to feel at home. You don't need a five-star restaurant to eat like a king. You don't need to be known by the world, but instead loved by the village where I stay in. And just maybe, that the richness people are the ones who stop trying to prove that they're rich and they live the life that makes them happy. If this video here added any value to your life, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if wanted. Leave comments or questions below. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you on the next video. And thanks everybody for taking the time